right, yeah, I must just tell you that military fires warning shots at the Brigadier-General. That is actually the Chief Presidential Guard. I must also let you know that the Mnangagwa link to Valerio Sibanda is a lie that has been sold for many years. You know, zanu-pf, the current regime, is known for lying. You know, it's interesting. We're gonna dig more into those two stories today. And please come through, guys. His plans are falling apart. I must also address something very quickly here that I've seen it making rounds across social media platform. Actually, heard that Gambako had a guest who discussed the very same thing and dropped that lie of a bombshell further, and I heard as well that there were discussions on X and the people kept on pondering on the issue that Geza is critically ill. Please note that that is a lie from hell. He is safe and sound. Today is Friday. I'm sure you're going to be partying. He is happy, jovial, strong as ever. He will come at the right time. You see, one of the things that you need to understand about the Mnangagwa regime is they fabricate stories to keep you busy so that they can bring confusion. You know, I'm also going to ask something. Let's just assume that Geza is sick, of which I will never send negative words. Then what does that has to do with our quest for freedom? You say this, so be sober and be vigilant, be wiser. Good afternoon. Guys, please drop your location. I'm so curious to know where you guys are watching us from. I just saw someone who said I'm from Hubro. Shout out to you. It's so good to have you guys this afternoon. I must also say that some of you just come up through this channel for the first time. I want to say to you, please subscribe and make sure that you ring the bell so that every time I'm live, you'll be robbed right here as we converse. I want to say to my regulars, okay, a number of people, 150 pressing the button. They want us to chat. I want to say to you guys, don't forget the ritual to thumbs up the video. Cape Town Park, watching from the UK, Jimiston. Shout out to you guys. I hope you are well. All right. Interesting stories this afternoon. I also want to know that the Trabablasi is actually being celebrated. One thing that I want to say to my lovely Zimbabweans is that be careful. That bridge looks very much, unstable. To me, I've never seen such chaos in my life. Do you think that that bridge actually costed us $88 million US? Like they're alleging, 88 million US dollars. It's sad to watch. It's sad. The corruption is so deep. It is deep. I also know that Mnangagwa is actually commissioning that bridge to show you that the guy has done nothing. Imagine a president commissioning a bridge. That's the job for a councillor. You see, not even like, a councillor, I don't know. Honestly, what I know is just gonna say the bridge, guys, keep moving with your life, and life goes on. There are pages that I saw for the pictures that are making rounds on social media. I don't know how true that is, but if it is true, guys, you drive at your own risk. Honestly, drive on that thing at your own risk. That's my take. All right, today I want to start here by Peter Carrier. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his surname properly. This guy is trending for really speaking against the Afrikaners. But there's a quote that he wrote yesterday on social media that I loved. He said, Africa is rich enough to feed the world, but too colonized and divided to feed itself. And I just want to make some few changes, and I'm going to say Zimbabwe is rich enough to feed the entire SADC or the entire Africa, Zimbabwe. But we are too colonized and divided to feed ourselves. We are so colonized and we are divided. I don't know why are we divided. Why? Why do we allow Emmerson Mnangagwa to use a weapon of politics to terrorize our destiny? As ZANU-PF's opposition, don't buy that. We are Zimbabweans first, so we need our identity back. You should never, never be played by the political drama that's going on in the country. And I've seen that most of these guys have been really, really hiding behind the politics that is so toxic in order for them to loot and steal. So we are going to take away that shield and then seek for an identity that is a Zimbabwean identity that the old veterans and the military are working so hard to restore our identity that was stolen by toxic politics. We're moving on. I'm going to read what Father Mayere said. Why is SADC not united? Why did the region field 2 candidates for AFDB group presidents? Why do we fail to field successful candidates for continental positions, e.g. the AU Commission chair? Is it a lack of leadership? Why are states allowed to get away with disrespecting SADC election observer reports? Why is there no internal accountability when atrocities are committed against citizens? Why is there no regional position on foreign policy matters, e.g. our relationship with the U.S.? What has gone wrong? It's a mess. We need new leaders. I must just say, answer you, Fazema, and say, Zimbabweans, we need to understand that Zimbabwe is our country and we are the only ones that can rescue ourselves from this mess. I have learned, I look at a country like a family. You really can't sit and doing nothing in the family and expect it to work. You cannot change your behavior and expect the family to work. It can't work like that. In Zimbabwe, what we only need to do is to change our ways, the behavior, toxic politics. We need to unite. Let's stop about, we opposition. We need to stop that in just one hands and say, this country comes first. So I think the quest, the obsession with politics is giving Mnangagwa so much weight to play around with people's destiny. Take away this whole zanu-pf nonsense and let's go back to our brand Zimbabwe. That's not the reason, right? It's right now is Mnangagwa. It's only his buddies. The same people. Any meeting that happens in the country, you see the same people attending, right? It shows you that Mnangagwa has got a group of people that he thinks are important to him, those that can bootlick him. So honestly, my sister Fadzai, we need to do away with the politics for some time and restore dignity and sanity in our country. That's my take. I don't think we should even waste our time. Emmanuel says that it's broken because it's run by outdated minds, no vision, no courage, no action. Time for the old guard to step aside. We deserve better. But we must also know that we can't work alone. We have to work with everyone. I don't think there's any leader who can disregard the leadership of the war veterans and the military and succeed in Zimbabwe. None whatsoever. All right, like I said to you, I've always been saying Mnangagwa, for me, I don't think he's the right person, and I know everybody is agreeing with me, and that's why the military and are working harder and the war veterans to do away with Emmerson Mnangagwa. It is as simple as that. So what you saw was a warning shot. We'll get into the details a little bit later on. Now, Emmerson Mnangagwa threatened to actually kick people. I don't know, what do you call it in, he said that if someone is misbehaving, a president, okay, to show you that this guy is not qualifying to lead anything. I've been doing everything in my power to show you the characteristic of Mnangagwa that I think should just dismiss his post like now. I've always been trying to say, guys, this man, no. And when I say this, I mean everybody should know Mnangagwa is not the one. We don't want to hear anything about election. There was no elections in Zimbabwe. But anyway, take a listen to him speaking, threatening to beat citizens.
Under my leadership, the media will continue to be our cornerstone for promoting unity, peace, social cohesion, harmony, and love for our country. Anything besides this, under my leadership, the media will continue to be our cornerstone for promoting unity, peace, social cohesion, harmony, and love for our country. Anything besides this,
Did you hear what he said? He's threatening to beat citizens. If a president can stand before, before everyone and say, what does that supposed to mean? It means he doesn't care about the people. Can he do it to his children? Absolutely not. So what give him the guts to mistreat another child? It's because that's who he is. He doesn't care. It's only about him, his family. Only that deserve to have a better life. Because if you're talking about those that are surrounding him, I don't buy it. There's a lot of people who did so much for Emmerson Mnangagwa today, and they've been thrown away. He uses and dump. That's what he believes in. But trust me, his children can do as they wish, as they please, because they take Zimbabwe as their personal business. Let me read some of the reaction. Gerard said, "Nde kwako yo ED, as long as you continue to harm the country and the people, hapana choditadzisa kunyora zvikuitika munyika zvakaipa." And then that is Ali here said, does he know the difference between ZANU or stroke Emmerson Mnangagwa and the country? I've always been saying the same thing. And anyone, that is Alina Keso, anyone expecting these thugs to be removed via the ballot is their head in the clouds. I agree with that. Duchess of Mkwananzi, someone said that Mugabe was reading books in jail. He was busy being the prison bully. Surprisingly, our fellow Zimbabweans are applauding to this utter nonsense from the very thief are stealing from them. Our mindset promotes these morons. Gulas, I feel pity for those who clap hands on him. His time is gone. To Emerson Mnangagwa, that is M31, Idi Mnangagwa, Cyril Ramaphosa, and Rio Donald Trump, your threats are the desperate cries of a dying regime. And we, the M31 movement, laugh in the face of your fear-mongering. We are not just afraid of your empty threats. We are ready for war. You, Emerson Mnangagwa. Comrade, that is why they invited DJ Ola, so that you fear from the horse's mouth. Oh, wow. Interesting. And Sembi said there's no hope. I disagree. There's definitely hope in Zimbabwe. It is there. It is alive and kicking. I don't buy anyone who says there's no hope in the country. There's no hope in the country. Guys, don't be fooled. All I can tell you is there's a lot going on in the background, and Emerson Mnangagwa will be shipped out. There's no doubt about that. The way Mugabe was shipped out, that's exactly what's going to be happening. And this has nothing to do with, there are people that comes with some rhetorics of saying, oh, he's a president, oh, the law. There's no law. There's no presidency. Emerson Mnangagwa don't care about the law. He doesn't care about anyone. So why would you expect the Zimbabwean people to care about whatever he thinks? Because he does not care about anyone. So we have to be honest with ourselves. So we don't need SADC to come through. We need to change our mindset and see things as they are. You see, I've learned in my walk of life that there are some people that you can communicate with. You can have a proper conversation and really come up with a solution. And there are people that you cannot accept when you become violent. You meet them at their level, and trust me, you get a solution. That's exactly whom Emerson Mnangagwa is. Communicating respectfully. Chamisa tried. For how long? Immediately after that nonsense election, Chamisa wrote letters, oh, can we have a conversation? Did he even accept the invitation? None, because he doesn't care. Do you understand me? So Emerson Mnangagwa needs a person like Comrade Geza who confronted him head on and said, listen, we don't play games here. You need to go. And you go. You go. Like again, I've told you, Comrade Geza is not sick. It's a lie. Guys, don't listen to nonsense. It's all fabricated from Jongwe House so that you think, oh my God, he's sick. Don't buy. Even the lies that, no, he's just coming alone and be speaking. So you wanted to come, all of them to be speaking. You know the situation. They can't be in one place. So why would you even expect them to come together and be talking to you? Don't listen to nonsense. It's all manufactured from Jongwe House. Comrade Geza is alive. He's fine. He's healthy. He's having a party. So relax. They're coming. Emerson Mnangagwa is going, and I mean it. They attack him out the same way they did Mugabe. So don't be fooled, don't be played. It is what it is, just a matter of time. And the time is getting closer and closer and closer. You'll be surprised with what's going to be happening very soon. You'll be shocked. Anyway, like I mentioned to you, the Brigadier shots that were made, they were directed definitely exactly to Emerson Mnangagwa as the warning shots to say we are coming for you. Don't forget, guys, that these issues that you saw, listen, a presidential chief is not just like an ordinary person. And you can't just get to his office. So you need to start asking yourself questions. What really transpired? So for those that not hear the story, I'm going to read it again because I want to keep you in the loop. So you understand what the shots were fired very clearly that we are coming for you. Okay. Yeah. All right. So a startling incident. This is Muchazo Rega reporting breaking news. A startling incident has rocked the corridors of power within the Dzivarasekwa Barracks. Brigadier-General Fidelis Mhonda. And Mhonda has been the one also receiving money from the regime, from thugs in the country that have caused a mess in Zimbabwe. The commanding officer of the Presidential Guard Brigade entered his office only to find it had been thoroughly ransacked. The attacked left no traces, files, documents, family pictures, historic war, photographs, services, accolades, and personal ornaments vanished without hint of the perpetrators. Just hear me out. I said this guy is not just like an ordinary guy, okay? This is a chief presidential guard. You know, he overlooks all those that guards the president. You hear me out? So it's not just like an ordinary person. So just know this is a bigger thing to say you aren't really as smart as you think you are. You know, because I can guarantee you Mnangagwa was not serving any interest of Zimbabwe. He doesn't care. If you look what's going on in the country and the stealing, it shows you that he doesn't care. You see, my understanding of a president is the president serves the people. Okay, the people in the country. But no, to Mnangagwa, you only serve a group of those that does his dirty work, and the people that are stealing, that he knows are just working on his command. And we can see them, they do nonsense and nobody can touch them. Why not? It's because they know they are protected. So now, but when you look at an innocent person like Dara who's working, doing their job, a father can be arrested. Why? Why do you talk about the people that are doing my work? You cross the line. Do you remember when Senengam reported that he phoned Emerson Mnangagwa and told him that the sons were stealing mines that belonged to some of the zanu-pf people, because they feel like in Zimbabwe everything that has to do with money belonged to zanu-pf. And he said that he received a phone call the following day. He did not mention who the person was, but I'm just assuming it was Auxilia Mnangagwa, and says, stay the hell away from my children. You see this? And they're doing as a please. And someone is going to come and say, I don't have to say things as, no, listen, Zimbabweans, if you want Emerson Mnangagwa to go, truth has to be spoken. Otherwise, you're not doing anything. And people have to be held accountable. And you cannot stop evil by actually massaging it, marinating it, hugging and embracing it. No, you have to call it as it is. If it is death, who's not going to die? Everybody's going to die one day. You understand? Who takes the soul is God. So honestly, to be afraid of a person and be afraid of God. Okay, my dad used to say that if you look up and look to God, you see, if you look up to God, you can't look on the other way. You have to look once at God or nowhere else, right? I can't look, if I'm looking at you right now, I can't look there and look there at the same time. I have to be looking at one person at a time. So if God is my everything, then I cannot also again at the same time be looking at someone else and be afraid of a person. So if I can fear God, I can't be afraid of Emerson Mnangagwa. I can respect Emerson Mnangagwa, but I can't be afraid of him. The two are different. But unfortunately, there's nothing to respect here. The man doesn't respect anybody. So what am I respecting? I don't even know what to say. Someone is going to come and bring me the scripture of Saul and David. It doesn't work here. Not here. I know Christians have got a tendency of massaging nonsense. It doesn't work right here. Okay, it doesn't. All right. So Fidelis Mhonda is a figure shrouded in controversy. Shrouded in controversy and influence. Allegations have linked him to the covert protection of high-profile figures such as thugs, working on Shiva. These are reports that are being noted right now on social media. Even also ZBC noted the very same story. And others. Reports suggest that he has managed armed Presidential Guard units as if they were private security enterprise. All right. Fueling whispers of a privatized militia under his control. This reputation is further fueled by videos like Generals for Sale, where Mhonda is accused of allegedly receiving 25,000 monthly from thugs, a claim that continues to stir public debate. And I must let you know that the money that they're receiving is the taxpayers' money. Okay, it's our hard-earned money. So when someone said, don't talk about this person, I'm like, hold on, who's paying their salaries? The Zimbabwean people. So silencing Zimbabweans for questioning where their money is going is absolutely diabolical. We have the right to ask where our money is going. So that was just a warning shot. So y'all know that you know. Okay. It's to show you that, no. It's not, all that you see right now, it's not what you see. There's a lot going on, and never be hoodwinked and lied to by some people that are being sent out. You see them the moment you are turning on, either it's X, if it's a space, I know Uncle Gerard, they all just flock there and be attacking Gaza. It's because they know that it's over. It's over for Emerson Mnangagwa. But what excites me, honestly, is things have changed. 2017 is not coming back. You see, 2017 and 2025 are two different things. I've heard some people, again, I've told you, it's all coming from the CIO nonsense. I don't know if I would call it the CIO. It's like this group of desperate, gullible young Zimbabweans who are just being used, manipulated to push a certain stupid narrative that destroys their destiny. That's the sad part. So, guys, you can never compare 2017 and 2025. In 2025, there's communication. It's different. 2017 was like, all things were done under the wraps, because I'm sure Mnangagwa was behind, trying to close it, playing his game so that he can do what he's doing right now. But in 2017, it's not a game of playing, oh no, someone wants to just get power and go to the front. No, it's about fixing the mess that were left by Mugabe, and here out again, worse by Emerson Mnangagwa. So that needs to be fixed. There is no doubt about it. So you should never be sit back and listen to rubbish Focus on the goal is to make Zimbabwe great again. Now, one thing I must say is I'm excited that Zimbabweans are engaged again. I have been listening to my brother Tafi the man. He did comment and ask a question. Do you think a coup is possible in Zimbabwe, considering that most of these generals are reports to ZANU-PF? So first and foremost, there is no more ZANU-PF. Okay, there is Zimbabwe that is being. There is no more ZANU-PF. You will be shocked what's going to be happening post this whole thing. There is no ZANU-PF. There won't be no political party. Political parties will later come when the country is sorted and everything is in its own place. Then we can talk about political parties. So don't be sort of a lie. That's a dummy. Focus and focus and focus. But there's something I want you to hear that Tafi said, and I'm going to tell you what's really happening, and I'll tell you my thinking on it. Because I know sometimes you people, guys, there's a lot that's going on. Money is making rounds big time, because I mean Mnangagwa was desperate. It's just that I can't sell a lie. I'm too. I can't sell a lie. I'm not capable of doing so. I'm too open-minded. So I really cannot. But I want you to listen to what Tafi the man said. Now I'm actually gonna answer you. Very important. He asked that question. I want you to listen.
Years ago, Blessed Geza made an address in which he begged General Chiwenga and the military to intervene and stop President Mnangagwa. All along, many people have been rallying behind Geza under the assumption that he has a strong military backing.
Okay, just hold on. I think that's not the correct one. Hey, no, my bad. This one is what I want.
In fact,
I'm
it is
sorry about
Geza
that.
himself who made. Remember, we are trying to answer the now. Remember,
Sorry.
we are trying to answer the question of: is it possible for an Ibrahim Trari-like figure to emerge from the Zimbabwean military? In other words, is there capacity for junior commanders to stage a coup? But the question is much more broader than that. Because remember, Ibrahim Traore does not belong to any political party. So, is it possible for any Zimbabwean military officer to lead a coup that does not benefit ZANU-PF? Well, let me start by defining what I mean by a low-ranking officer. By low-ranking officer, I simply mean any commissioned officer below the rank of Brigadier-General, meaning officers who command smaller units like battalions, platoons, and specialized detachments. We are talking about mid-level to entry-level military commanders, from the rank of colonel down to the rank of second lieutenant.
That's a very good question that he asked. Do we have someone like an Ibrahim Traore who can actually be able to stage a coup in Zimbabwe? I think that question is quite very lame. I'll tell you why it's lame. Why do we always think that Zimbabwe is to function like other countries? That's first thing first. Why do we always think that because something has happened to so and so, it must happen now? There's also this mantra, 2017 will come back. We seem to be prisoners of the past or prisoners of what's going on the other side. I've told you last time that you see the danger of academia. The danger of reading books is that you are capable, you can get to a point where you accept nonsense under the guise of your knowledge. But those that understand real life know that things can change any minute. One of the reasons why we have been stuck with Emmerson Mnangagwa, even with Mugabe for 37 years, was education. Zimbabweans, we are too educated to be free. We always want to apply brain capability even when it's unnecessary. There's no reason of applying brain capability when it comes to Emmerson Mnangagwa. Emmerson Mnangagwa came to be a president of Zimbabwe. And his actions do not qualify him to be a president. It does not need you to go to the University of Cambridge to understand that. It's as simple as that. But no. Someone wants to tell me about, no, we need to quote this book, or so and so have said this. I need to quote in the book that I read. No, we are not interested with the books. One of the reasons why South Africa is successful is because people don't have time to entertain nonsense. It's you do one thing, they move. But in Zimbabwe, no. Can we check what does the law says? And that's one of the reasons why the opposition has been played by Emmerson for decades. They are all lawyers. They take their time. So I'm excited now because my brother, that is actually advocate, what is his name? Tavani Mupofo. Tavani Mupofo represented the opposition party for a long time as the attorney, as the advocate. He has changed. He said, no, there's no more time of sitting and just watch. We are way too educated to be free. We want to apply our minds, take our time, all questioning things. But you know what? Mnangagwa just said we need to change the constitution. The move is the mind game. It's about time for us to understand that there's a difference between right and wrong, yes and no. It can't be otherwise. Mnangagwa is not the one that we're looking for. He needs to go. Whether he does what, he's going to do what, that's not the issue. He can do whatever he wants to do. But at the end of the day, Mnangagwa is going because he's not the one that we want. He cannot save Zimbabwe from the mess that he created. Do you need to go to the University of Harvard, to go to Harvard University, to come back here and say, guys, now I've found the research, now I've got the solution for you? You don't need that. We are too educated to be free. We are talking about, why do you want to talk about Ibrahim Trari? Are you trying to undermine the military that is in Zimbabwe? Are you telling me that this military in Zimbabwe is so stupid to be eating nyama kaora to accommodate Mnangagwa? Are you telling me that the military in Zimbabwe is so dumb to suffer to get some peanuts, knowing very well that this country is filthy rich to accommodate thugs? Are you telling me that Zimbabweans are this dumb to not see the pain that they've been enduring under Mnangagwa's regime? So focus on the main thing, is what's going on in Zimbabwe. Okay, not what's going on in Burkina Faso. Focus on your house and put your house in order. Not worried about what's going on there, it's going to go in there. That's not the issue. Look at Botswana. They didn't take time. They're moving on. Everything is classy, well orchestrated, well organized. No fighting, no nothing. It takes just taking a step of doing the right thing. Comrade Geza came here showing you all the loot that's going on in the country. But someone will take their time to listen to a liar who says he's sick. Now, where does his sickness, let's assume he is, which I will never even speak negative words. Where does his sickness has to do with Mnangagwa not being able to save Zimbabweans respectively? Where does the two link? But Mnangagwa mastered the art of selling you stupid stuff so that you focus on nonsense than things that really matter. Emerson Mnangagwa is not capable of redeeming himself from the mess that he created. He's the same person that is the chief corrupt man in the country. And yet we expect him to steward which that God has blessed us with. Number two, Emerson Mnangagwa is brutal. He's not a leader. You heard him. He's threatening to beat people. Tell me, what kind of a president is he? Emerson Mnangagwa, he is violent. Violence for him is what he understands. Show me any house that ever succeed when you all focusing on violent stuff. Recruiting thugs, liars. Emerson Mnangagwa lies to the core. His administration is mad with a lot of deception. And that's what you need to focus on. Not what are they going to do? We don't care what they're going to do. The bottom line is that he has to go. On principle, Emerson Mnangagwa needs to go. And what you should be doing right now is to say, where's Geza? Supporting Geza, supporting the military, supporting the fathers. We have to put our house in order. What they could please Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is a multi-billionaire. For your own information, you know it anyway. He's a multi-billionaire. He has everything that he wants. He can fly a jet to go anywhere you want right now. He can eat any type of meal that he wants. You actually hear the wife say that no, he likes this and that, he likes that and that. But today we have got our people who can't choose, but they eat what's available. So will you focus on Mnangagwa or you focus on what's right that needs to be done in the country? It's time Zimbabweans will focus on what needs to be done to make our people human beings again. Because at this juncture, most of our people are not living like human beings. And will we accommodate the interests of one man who is a multi-billionaire because he just wants to be called a president at the expense of you and I? That's what we need to focus on. So anyone who asks a question, our military capable, 150% they're capable. They've done it in 2017. Someone will say, oh, the ones that did it, they're good. I told you, prisoners of history, not prisoners of destiny. The two are different. We are prisoners of our history. We are not prisoners of destiny. You see, destiny can show you that anything can change any minute, any time. But someone will say, no, but what happened to me last year? And what happened the previous year? Yes, you can learn from there, but you can't remain there. That's one of the reasons why we can't move forward as Zimbabweans. We are stuck in the past. Anyway, we're moving on. So that you know. So yeah, it's very it's capable. It's possible. They're capable. That's what I can say. Because I know they're human beings that can be pissed by nonsense and make a decision. I'm also sitting here. You didn't know who I was, except almost a year and a half or 2 years ago. You didn't know me because I got pissed with nonsense and I stood. That's exactly where every Zimbabwean is now. People are sick of nonsense and they're saying we cannot carry on living like this. So anyone who says, are we capable? Oh, this one is a general. That's why there's a lie being sold out that Mnangagwa is related to Sibanda. He is not. It was a lie that you thinking, oh, it's going to be protected by Zvigananda. No, it's not true. It's not true. The fact that that information is coming out is to show you that there's been a lot of lies, so that you guys remain the prisoners of your past. That's not it. Anyway, one of the CIO was moved by Emerson Mnangagwa, is now also one of the general. His name is Asha Walter Tafumane. That's his name. And I've seen some people say, oh, he used to be Faz. And again, there's a lot of guys who have been deployed by the regime to push nonsense narratives online. Don't buy it. Focus. Facts. Somebody says military cannot do anything because of Valerio. I told you Valerio is not related to Mnangagwa. Now that you know, what's next? Next point, please. We're moving on. And so Asha Walter Tafumane, the CIO Deputy General now, he was the one that was leading FAS. And some people again say, oh, yeah, no, Mnangagwa was making moves. What moves? Because he has moved a guy who did all those shenanigans. Yes, Machiras Yamuna 2023. So you think when you're sitting in your house, guys, a whole educated community to think this guy is capable of stopping change in Zimbabwe. Okay. Just prepare the way because change is coming. Anyway, Lancy said, to be honest, these appointments are being done at Cricket Farm Auxilia and they're brood behind all this. ED, just rubber stamps. The country is sliding into something which will take years to obtain. The Mnangagwa cancer has gone beyond all stages. They are getting arrogantly bold. And I must say, this message was written by those fake CIO people. Did you hear it very well? That's what they call counterintelligence. Is we are speaking as if we are on your side, but we are sending a message to say these people are powerful. Guys. Do you really think Mnangagwa is powerful? Do you think Auxilia Mnangagwa is powerful? They are not. If they were powerful, they don't need all these criminals who are roaming around the streets. They don't need them if they were powerful. Because do you know what power means? Your power, yeah, it's bigger than just having people can do your dirty way, kill, abduct, and torture is not power. For your own information. Maybe one day you wake up and realize what power really means. If you ask me to choose and say who's powerful between Mnangagwa and Chiwenga is powerful than Mnangagwa. I'll tell you and I'll give you reasons why I said it's powerful. Because honestly, how can a man be powerful when you can't even build a public toilet in the whole of Harare capital city? A public toilet. How powerful can you be? By simply having 500 bodyguards around you and pay using the taxpayers' money. Is that what you call powerful? We need to grow up Zimbabweans. Anyway, the Chiwenga and the military rule. The military rule that you guys know that once came out last time. And I told you, this article is very important for you to study it because it shows you where Zimbabwe is heading. So all the other shenanigans are just side shows. The goal is very simple. Emerson Mnangagwa has to go. On principle, he cannot save Zimbabwe. It is not political. It has nothing to do with politics. Absolutely none whatsoever. Because that is the main problem we have in the country. Vargo said the so-called opposition, they feel like they've got a monopoly to change. That's what they think, right? If it's not us, there's no change. On the other end also, zanu-pf is saying, no, we have Mnangagwa won elections. And we know there was no election. So both ways, that's my opinion. I genuinely believe that we need to put Zimbabwe first. Opposition had incredible guys who were tainted by a lot of liars and deceivers. And what does happen once Mnangagwa was pushing our elections 2028? Mama Pessoa flow with your hair. It's not going to happen, Zimbabweans. It's time to redeem this country. Do you choose to just have electoral process that doesn't work for the sake of claiming that there's democracy? Or you'd rather have a country that functions for people to live again? The choice will be yours. I'm just telling you. The choice is yours. So Chiwenga's prospects in leadership. Could Zimbabwe benefit from the military leadership? That's the question that's being asked. And this article was sent out on the 29th of August, 2024. I know some of you did not see it. I spoke about it, but many people didn't watch that video. Yes, that article was sent out for a reason. Do you think Zimbabwe can benefit from the military rule? Tell me what you think in the comment section. Okay. Chiwenga's prospects of leadership. That's where we are now. Could Zimbabwe benefit from the military leadership? And you've heard most of the times, as I said, General Chiwenga. He's never addressed him as VP. He said General Chiwenga. It means he's going to go back to, as a general. So the whole presidential nonsense of Mnangagwa, they will just use cards to keep him busy while they're doing all their shenanigans. And we can see. Do you remember that immediately when Mnangagwa appointed him as a vice president, he was traveling a lot. And the people said Mnangagwa was making moves. You know, it's just, he wants this guy to be busy so that at least he won't be seen. And they were right. It proves where we are today. There's been a lot of nonsense going on in Zimbabwe, and the country has to be rescued. And that's exactly what's coming. But let me read some of the pieces that are on that article that are very important. So as Zimbabwe faces complex political, economic, and social challenges, some voices are calling for a drastic change in the country's leadership style, arguing that perhaps it's time to look beyond lawyers and overeducated politicians. This view suggests that after decades of civil-led government, Zimbabwe could benefit from the firm hand and disciplined approach associated with the military background. Among the contenders, Vice President Konzanyo Chiwenga, a decorated military general, stands out as a potential leader who could reshape Zimbabwe with a style based on command, discipline, and efficiency. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this article. Very important because they read your comments. They read them. And let me know what you think about Chiwenga. I've asked you last time, but it's very important for you guys because when you see these articles, they will help you in the future. They will help you to converse about stuff and really confront issues as they are. All right, so Brighton Musonza wrote the article. He said the case for military-style leadership in civil government. Okay, the case for Chiwenga's leadership rests on his experience in military command and control, where decisive action, strategic planning, and commitment to structure order are fundamental. Proponents argue that Zimbabwe's persistent challenges, a flattering economy, public sector inefficiency, corruption, and political infighting could be addressed by a leadership approach rooted in the military principles of accountability, discipline, and structure. But there's something that I wanted to pick up where they said, this is funny. This view suggests that after decades of civil-led governance, Zimbabwe could benefit from the firm hand and discipline approach associated with a military background. But it also pointed out the issue of education. Okay, education of lawyering and education. Okay, this one here. As Zimbabwe faces complex political, economic, and social challenges, some voices are calling for a drastic change in the country's leadership style, arguing that perhaps it's time to look beyond lawyers, hear me out, beyond lawyers and overeducated politicians. It's a powerful point right there. Lawyers, I think they're referring to the opposition because is actually pegged with a lot of attorneys, and overeducated politicians. Do you know, I completely agree in Zimbabwe. We need to start growing Zimbabweans far beyond our education and realize that if we want to build a proper country, it does not need any book. It needs moral compass. Yes, no, it's not it. We cannot carry on like this. It's a no, not the right person that we need. He must be removed. And once we say we do not want this leader because of 1, 2, 3, 4, the leader must go. In South Africa, they'll just go and say, we don't want this person. And I'm telling you, the person will resign. Non-negotiable. You don't need to go to university to know that there's something that is wrong and that is right. Mnangagwa, people abducted, tortured, he does not comment. Violence every day, he doesn't comment. Talk about stealing. He's supposed, come out here as a president protecting a thug and say he's a philanthropist. So he is turning your educated minds from seeing things as they are and try to convince you that, no, this is just a philanthropist. Guys, if this is how education does to a person, I don't want it. I really don't. It's nonsensical. So honestly, I support whatever the military would want to do. If they can shape this country to where we want to, guys, whatever that can bring peace in our country, so be it. And Mnangagwa has to go in principle. I don't care what he can say or do. He has to go. And he will go. For sure, you have heard warning shots were fired to remind him that this place, you are not as smart as you think you are. You have to go, and he's definitely going to go. But tell me what you think in the comment section. I would link the link so that you guys can read the entire, the entire article about the same story. It's a very interesting article to read. But again, I've said to you before, guys, I really don't care who's going to be the president post Mnangagwa, because I've been studying the political system in Zimbabwe, and there's a lot of things that are wrong. Guys, yeah, there's a lot that is wrong. Because I want this one, I'm going to say it honestly and respectfully so. I'm hearing some people in the opposition saying they want elections. Okay, we all have seen that elections don't work. I want you to get this right. They don't work in our country, especially under Mnangagwa, except when we have sorted ourselves out, have reforms in place. I'm sure we can have a democratic elections, but at this juncture, they don't work. We all know that. But then there's some people who are pushing and saying, no elections, ain't elections. They're saying that out there. To me, it worries me a lot. It does worry me. I'll explain to you why it does worry me. So if the military now and the war veterans want Mnangagwa gone, and then you are in the opposition and you said we want elections, in other words, you're propelling Mnangagwa, who's clashing on elections, knowing very well that's where his power lies. You can just mop the floor using your heads. Right now, I saw a letter that is circulating that Mnangagwa wants to change the constitution and offer these guys who have done his dirty work more time in parliament. So are you telling me that now Zimbabwe should struggle, mothers should suffer, children can be drugged? Because as I'm talking to you today, guys, brothers and sisters, there are children that are going to be introduced to drugs today. Could it be that Mnangagwa has to go? We revamp our country and make sure every drug pusher or kingpin in the country is locked up and save lives. Or you're going to make us sit here waiting for Mnangagwa to mess up with our destiny, play with us, do whatever he wants, beat he wants to arrest when he wants to arrest, because we're just waiting for proper elections to come when he wants to. Which one do you choose? The military and the war veterans getting in and ship out Mnangagwa now, or you want to wait for a democratic election that you think will come when Mnangagwa wants? The choice is yours. As for me, Rumbi, I would want Mnangagwa to go yesterday on principle that he is not leadership material. And this man is under a curse and his case is dripping. The whole country is in a mess. And I can tell him in his face that is, sir, you are cursed because you're cursed and your case is messing up the entire country. And you need to go now. Because of the evil you have been sowing over the years, nothing can work in this country until you're gone. Nothing will ever work. So you guys choose. But I can guarantee you, the whole election nonsense is just a game to mess up with destiny. Zimbabweans, we can do better. And I want Mnangagwa gone yesterday. And I know he is going. You've heard, you've seen it. The Mnangagwa brother with Valerio, it is a lie. It was manufactured at the Jongwe house. I've seen someone commented there, and I can tell you they were sent to comment that rubbish. So you guys think that Mnangagwa can't go because Valerio is... That is nonsense. It is a lie. It's a lie. You'll be shocked. When you guys know the truth that has been done in that country, you'll be shocked. All the lies that have been manufactured over the years just to push a narrative, because they know that once they've tempered your minds, y'all think, oh, yeah, but that's all right. But listen, the Gaza revolution is alive and kicking. Gaza is safe and sound. He's actually having good time. So don't be fooled by people who think, oh, he's sick and whatever. He's not. It's a lie. It is a lie. If you think I lie, you'll see him when he talks. He's going to come and talk to you very soon. So relax and chill. But Emmerson Mnangagwa is going, and the days are getting closer and closer. He also knows it. He's trying shame. Now he said to Rabablas, sir, when I see that thing, I feel sick in my tummy. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comment section. I can't wait to hear your thoughts, guys. But yeah, relax and chill. Freedom is here. And it is here, Kamambela. Yes, we are much freedom. I'm being chamera. Isn't this October? My jokes are gonna let them play the games. But the war veterans and the military are 20 steps ahead. I love you guys. Bless you and bless Zimbabwe. Bye for now.